Hi, it's Teemu. Welcome to Norwich City Central.
Hello everybody, Lewis, Norwich City Central, welcome back to another match review. Tottenham 2, Norwich City 1, and I'm absolutely gutted with that. Norwich City put in a good performance, but yeah, and there's been so many positive performances in recent weeks, in recent games, but Norwich City have had very little to show from it. And today, played well against Tottenham, got back into the game, had their tails up, and then just gave away a goal which the deflection was beyond a joke, how it just perfectly falls to Son in the air from a couple yards out. It kind of feels like Norwich against the world with VAR trying to overturn silly decisions and, you know, the huge strokes of luck Tottenham are getting. Norwich City played well today. Teemu Pukki's penalty in the 70th minute was expertly taken, and Norwich City looked like they was going to get something from the game. Tottenham were really under the cosh. But Norwich City failed to, with goal scorers for Tottenham being Dele Alli in the first half and Son with the winner. But as I said, Norwich City come into this with the worst away record, just scoring 5 goals in 11, and they put up a good fight. And when I look at this Tottenham team under Mourinho, I'm not impressed. Tottenham have got their swanky new stadium. I think it's one of the best stadiums in the world. Really gutted I couldn't actually go to it. I couldn't get a ticket. But under Mourinho, there seems to be a lack of identity and a lack of a plan, and it was a great chance for Norwich City to get some points here because Tottenham were really poor. I'm just absolutely gutted we couldn't do it. And, you know, normally losing at Tottenham it isn't so bad a result, but when Norwich City are 6 points away from safety and they're fighting for their lives, and you come up against a Tottenham team in this kind of form, Norwich have really got to be getting something, and unfortunately we haven't. Looking at the game, Norwich City and Tottenham, it was a very even first half, so there was some fantastic interplay between Todd Cantwell and Teemu Pukki. Teemu Pukki's shot going just wide, and Son had a chance in behind as well, but it's relatively even until in the 38th minute, I believe, of the game, Todd Cantwell loses the ball inside his own half, really poor from him. And Norwich City, we actually defend quite well as a unit, but when we lose the ball in our own half and we're out of shape, then we normally get punished. Serge Aurier down the right flank, a lovely ball across, and Dele Alli scores from 6 yards out. Dele Alli, I don't think he's necessarily technically the best footballer, but what Dele Alli is so good at is runs in behind. He's a very intelligent footballer, and they make it 1-0. Then going into the second half, I think Norwich City do play some good stuff. There was a very interesting moment in the game just at the start of the first half. Todd Cantwell makes a challenge. The referee gives it a yellow card. There's a nothing really sort of challenge, and VAR spends, funnily enough by Mike Dean, spend 2 minutes trying to look at it. The referee's not even allowed to go to the monitor. All the fans are booing. It's a ridiculous waste, and VAR has good intentions, but it's not being implemented into in the right way. I don't know why they decided to look at it for that long. But Norwich City grew into the game. We opened up the pitch and we started to play some really nice stuff. Teemu Pukki had another good chance, but Teemu Pukki would eventually score in the 70th minute. Max Aarons coming into the box through the right flank, and Ryan Sesson on the left back takes him down, clips his thigh, and Max Aarons goes down. And even the commentators said they waited 2.5 minutes for the penalty to be given through VAR. VAR looked at it for 2.5 minutes, and you know I'm watching it on the TV, and it's absolutely ridiculous. They were trying to pinpoint every single angle, slow the angles down. You could clearly see Ryan Sesson catches him, and yet they were still trying to look for a way to overturn it, try and find a specific angle, and the fans were furious with it. But eventually, obviously, they had to give the penalty because it was a clear penalty, and Teemu Pukki scores nicely into the bottom corner, although Lloris gets a touch to it and possibly feels like he should save it. And Norwich City go on and play some really nice stuff, opening up the pitch. Tottenham, all their players are getting booed, and Norwich City on the front foot. They look like they're going to score 2-1 Tottenham. That kind of just sums up our season, doesn't it? I think it's Dele Alli who gets in behind, and he shoots from a tight angle, and I cannot believe it. It just, Zinnemann makes the tackle. It loops up off his foot all the way to the far post where Son's just standing, and he heads it in from 2 yards out. And how the ball just deflects from there to there is absolutely ridiculous. And it's almost like Jose Mourinho just gets these sort of lucks and gets these sort of breaks in his career. And from that moment on, Norwich City didn't really create too much, and Tottenham go on to win the game 2-1. But overall, Tottenham weren't impressive. I thought Norwich City played well, and they feel really unlucky not to get a point from that. And normally I'm not too fussed, but when Norwich City are fighting for their lives, and when I feel like they probably deserve a little bit more and they don't get it, it's always hard to take. Teemu Pukki, as I said, looked good today, and there was a lot of decent performances, but I don't know what it was, because obviously Tottenham's second goal was a huge stroke of luck. Maybe it was a bit of lack of quality, a bit of lack of game management, but Norwich City still can't win a game. And it's really disappointing to see, because there's been so many times when Norwich City have been on top in games and they've failed to get anything from it. So the 14 games to go now. I think Norwich City's games in February are Newcastle away, Liverpool at home, Wolves away and Leicester at home. 4 really, really tough games. And after that, I think we're 24 games into the season now. So after Leicester at home, there's only going to be 10 games left. And Norwich City could, if they don't get any wins, are going to find themselves rooted to the bottom by quite some distance. So time is running out for Norwich, and Newcastle away seems like a massive game. And in the context of their season, Norwich are going to have to try and win it. But they're my thoughts. Tottenham didn't play well, but grinded out a win through a lucky goal. Norwich City played with heart, played with endeavour, but couldn't get anything from the game, with a huge stroke of luck from Tottenham and maybe a lack of game management. Leave your thoughts down below. Tottenham 2, Norwich City 1.